Welcome to Alaska. I'm on my way to Seward in the Kenai Peninsula. I'm driving along the beautiful Anchorage-Seward scenic byway. Behind me is the Turn Again Arm and the coastal mountains of the Chuka State Park. I'll be spending 10 days in Alaska and I cannot wait to get started. I'm super duper excited to do this trip. It's going to be an amazing trip. So let's go on an adventure trip to Alaska. Hey, so I'm just back after doing the Portage Glacier cruise, and let me tell you, it was amazing. It was an epic cruise. The cruise takes you right to the face of the Portage Glacier, which is considered to be a stable glacier, luckily, which means that it's neither retreating, neither it's advancing. It takes about 500 feet of snow that it accumulates, but every summer it also loses approximately the same amount of snow. So there is no net gain or net loss for the glacier. The cruise was so good. You get to see the entire Portage Glacier Valley. You get to see all the peaks and all the snow-covered mountains. It was just a wonderful way to see a glacier up close. Nonetheless, the glacier has still retreated several kilometers in the last century or so. That's obviously evident because the lake on which you obviously take the cruise did not exist about a couple hundred years ago. So as the glacier retreated, that space was actually filled by a lake, and that's the Portage Lake on which you cruise. So definitely, if you are on your way from Anchorage to Seward, you want to make a stop at the Portage Glacier, which is roughly about midway between Anchorage and Seward. So after the cruise, I'm going to now hike the Portage Pass, which takes you right down to the Portage Lake again and gives you another view of the Portage Glacier. Hey guys, so I made it to Seward last night. It pretty much rained the entire night, which is not very surprising given that Seward is by far one of the most rainiest places in the States. And I spent the night here. I camped out and my campsite is right there. Somewhere over there. And this is the view from the campsite. Who says you need to pay like $1 million to get this view? Sometimes such views can be free. going to be exploring the Kenai Peninsula today. You'll hear the Kenai Peninsula quite a bit, which forms the south central portion of Alaska, and the Seward, towns of Seward and Homer are two important towns in the Kenai Peninsula. So you can see it's amazingly beautiful over here. Again, this is the Chugach National Forest, and it's going to be time to explore some of the mountains, do a possible hike. The weather has just about cleared up. The sun has started to peak, and it's going to be another beautiful day. Today is the final day for me in Kenai Peninsula. I am still in Seward, and I'll be heading back towards Anchorage later today. So behind me is the Resurrection Bay, and you can see this coastal mountains. Pretty amazing view over here. It has been pretty rainy, foggy and misty for pretty much the last 48 hours. But still, I mean, you can still see like the beautiful view over here. That's the Resurrection Bay. And the one last thing that I'm going to do today, which is hike the Harding Icefield Trail in the Kenai Fjords National Park, which is just up the road over here, about 8 to 10 miles. It's a bit of a long hike, but that's something that is a must-do attraction if you're ever in the Kenai Peninsula. So super excited. The rain is supposed to let off, and it should be a great day.
What an unbelievable hike. I'm just left speechless. I just can't describe the beauty and the grandeur of the Exit Glacier and the Harding Icefield. Just imagine, I mean, what you're seeing is just a fraction of the ice field, and the ice field does extend about 30 miles, or maybe even more, beyond the front face of the Harding ice field. Just sheer unbelievable beauty to be seen over there. Also, the fact that the last 2 miles of the hike were pretty much snowbound, that kind of added to the adventure of the hike. It was also very cool to see the extent of the retreat of the glacier over the last number of decades. So the National Park Service has put up signs with the year markings on it. So every year basically indicates where the glacier was at that point in time. So surely the glacier did retreat about easily 2 miles or more in the last 100 years or so. The earliest sign I saw was 1815, which was about 2 miles plus from the current extent of the glacier. So anyway, that brings an end to my adventure in the Kenai Peninsula. I'll be heading now to Anchorage and spending the next few nights over there, exploring places like the Hatcher Pass and few other really cool places around Anchorage area. Let me show you this beautiful Airbnb I'm staying at. This is the bottom section of the Airbnb where the hosts are staying. It's a fantastic log cabin that was built like a couple of decades back. And then look at over here. This is where I am staying. This is my room. There's a really nice rustic feeling. They even have a Keurig coffee maker over here, and I just made a cappuccino for myself. They have a really nice stock kitchen with almost every essentials and supplies that I need. I'm even free to make my own breakfast. I can cook some eggs, make some fruits, salad. Happy 4th of July, America. Happy birthday. I'm making my way up the Hatcher Pass, which is right outside Anchorage. So I made my way to the Independence Mine State Historical Park. What used to be a gold mining operation back in the heydays. What basically remains now are just some ruins, and you can see signs of the mining operations back in the day. So this place is right next to the Hatcher Pass, which I'll be doing next. I think you can see the road to the Hatcher Pass in the distance over there. But yeah, there are a couple of hikes over here, and just going to visit this historical place. I forgot to mention, they used to mine for gold over here back in the day. This part of Alaska was quite well known for gold mining operation that led to the gold rush back in the 1800s and early 1900s. So all this area, as well as when you go further east near McCarthy and then cross the border into the Yukon part of Canada, you'll come across a lot of old abandoned mining towns which were once really popular when the gold rush was on, but now they are just historical relics of time, like this place over here. So I made my way to the top of the Hatcher Pass, which stands at almost 4,000 feet, and I'm going to go even higher, about another 900 feet, to get even better views. Good morning. It's the 5th of July and this is my third day in this beautiful Airbnb. I just can't imagine how beautiful this view is in the morning. Just waking up to this beautiful view of the mountain in this forest, and then having my cup of coffee. It's just been so nice so far. Just made it back to the car park, and it had just started raining, so just made it back in the nick of time. But that was just an amazing place to see another glacier so up close, and a lake that was still partly frozen in the beginning of July was just unbelievable. I mean, the lake was still frozen, and we're talking about today's 5th of July, where the rest of the country is baking in 90 plus 100-degree heat, with records being broken even in places like Portland and Seattle. This place hasn't got the memo of summer, and I quite like it this way. Like, Alaska is like holding on to the last bastion of cold weather. Pretty nice. Eating some fresh glacial ice. Applying some free glacial facial. Just like that, I'm 10 years younger.
From here to here.
Wow, that's
And
really
it goes
far.
way back. It goes way back behind us. We only went this much. This right here. It's insane, I know.
2.5 hours.
Feel free, take a picture of it. Tell me what you went the whole way.
Put your finger back. Sorry.
Of course, no, you're
Where you
good.
said how far we went.
Yep, right.
Wow, that was such a cool experience. That's the Matanuska Glacier behind me. So you can also get a free view of the glacier, but it was totally worth it to pay for the guided tour and do the walk on the glacier. To see the glacier so up close was so cool. Two facts about the glacier that just blew my mind away. At some point in time, the glacier did extend all the way back to Anchorage, which is almost 100 miles from here. and the rate of glacier water melt in summer is about 100 million gallons per hour. That's over the surface of the entire glacier. To put that into perspective, the entire water need of Alaska for the entire year is only 75 million gallons. So this glacier alone could basically feed the water needs of Alaska in just under an hour. Isn't that awesome? Oh, that was a fantastic meal. I just had the Alaskan salmon burger for the very first time and it was delicious. So today was day 6. That just about wraps up my time in the Anchorage area. But that's not the end of the Alaskan adventure. The Alaskan adventure now continues up north in Denali National Park. And I'm super excited. I'll be heading to Denali tomorrow and I'll be spending almost 3.5 days over there. I'm going to end my video over here. I'll be making a separate video for my Denali adventure. As always, thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and definitely please subscribe to my channel. So stay tuned for Denali video that I'll be uploading soon after I upload this particular video. Bye.